Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today we are going to be talking about all the books I started but didn't finish. Wah, wah, wah. Everyone is doing their end of year videos and their wrap-ups and just, you know, reflecting on the year in books and other things as well. I was kind of looking at like my Goodreads stats. I'm still debating if I'm going to do a favorites video because that would just be such a long video. Like, are you guys really interested in that? Let me know. But when I went on my Goodreads, you know, there is a shelf where it's like currently reading. Well, I have been currently reading quite a few books for a very long time. There are quite a few books in here that I just didn't finish. Spencer from Intentionally Bookish did a video really similar to this. I thought it was amazing. I love her channel, so I will link that video down below. So today is going to be a really chill video. I'm in my pajamas. I hope you guys don't mind. We're in this like little reading corner right here. My entire room is a mess. I'm completely reorganizing it and decluttering and trying to figure out my filming setup. So I hope you don't mind this setup right here. I'm sitting on a beanbag in my pajamas, and then I just like threw some books up there to make it look bookish. I'm a mess. Okay, so let's first start off with a book that I'm just disappointed that I didn't finish. You don't have to judge me because I'm judging myself, and that is Seduce Me at Sunrise by Lisa Klepis. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Samantha, isn't Lisa Klepis your favorite author? Why, yes. Yes, she is. I think at one point of the year, I even said I was going to read her entire backlist. That did not happen. I'm just so ashamed. So the reason I didn't finish this book, and I think I even have like the bookmarks still in here. Yeah, I do. What page did I even get to? I didn't get very far. I got to page 51. So I didn't get very far at all. My dog is like bumping all of my books to the floor. Can I help you, sir? So bizarre. Let me explain my reasoning to you. The first book in the Hathaway series is Mine Till Midnight. You guys, I love that book. I think I have read that book 3 times in this year alone. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Cameron is one of my absolute favorite heroes, not just in like Lisa Klepis books, but just in general. Like, I love that book so much. I was so stoked about the series. So many people say that they love the Hathaway series. I know a lot of people really love her Wallflower series, but the Hathaway series is just as loved. Excuse me, sir. Do you have to be making all the noise? Oh, you want to be in my lap. Okay, fine. All right then. Please don't judge us. He needs a haircut so bad. You need a haircut so bad. Are you gonna actually sit here and like behave? What is going on? I think that the Hathaway series is amazing. I think this would even make a great Netflix adaptation. Netflix, you did the Bridgerton series. Now you need to do the Hathaway series for sure. And the reason I didn't finish this book was because I loved it so much I didn't want it to end. Does that make sense? Do you guys ever have that? Because I gave the first book 5 stars and I have told everyone how much I love it and I told everyone to read it. I hyped up the series so much that I was like, what if this is going to be a disappointment? You know what I mean? So I was like halfway through the book and I was just like nervous it wasn't going to be as good as the first book. So I didn't finish it. And I'm like saving it for like a rainy day. But like all of 2020 has been a rainy day. So let's just finish the series. That is my goal, to finish the series. Let's move on to a book that I absolutely am going to DNF. And that is The Guy in the Middle by Kate Stewart. This is the 3rd book in the Underdog series. I think that series is called. I'm actually not sure. I adored... You just want all the attention. All the attention. What can I do for you? I adored the first book so much. The guy on the right is a French Silver's romance, and our main character is just a soft, sweet cinnamon roll. And when I found out that all the side characters were getting their own story, like, that's perfect. Like, that's what I wanted. But I feel like the series just like continued to get worse. It is all following the same timeline with the same conflicts. These 3 college roommates, and you get each individual story of like their college life and their drama, but you get all the conflict in the first book, and then in the second book it just like replays itself but from a different point of view, and then in the 3rd book it replays itself from a different point of view. So it was so redundant. Like I knew everything. I knew the conflict for everything because it was basically foreshadowed in the first book. Really didn't like the heroine. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but I am going to spoil something just just a little bit because it's in the beginning of the book, so I don't know if that's actually spoiler. I'll put spoilers on the screen, so if you want to read this book, you can go ahead and skip ahead. But the moment I stopped reading this book was the characters are hooking up and they're doing it kind of casually and they're keeping it a secret because, you know, their relationship is forbidden. And I think even the coach like told all the players like, you cannot date my daughter, that kind of situation. So our main character thinks it's a great idea to take a picture of our hero while he's naked and asleep in the bed. They did their little hookup and he's asleep and he's like half naked. I think the blanket is covering like his top half, but his bottom half is just, you know, it's all out there. She takes a picture of him, a Snapchat, and is going to send it to her sister as like a, hey, look what I just did. And she accidentally sends it to her mom and dad. First of all, that's mortifying. Second of all, who said it was okay to take naked pictures of people without their consent or knowledge when they're not awake? Like, who said that? Yeah, I just didn't really like this book. I had to DNF it. So, spoiler section over. Also reflecting in my reading over the year, I posted a video in the beginning of the year of my 2020 reading goals. The video is no longer available for your viewing pleasure because it was just a mess and I don't think I reached a single one of those goals. So it makes me sad. One of the goals that I had, and I like really, my hopes were high for this one, I wanted to read more classics. And I wanted to read a classic book every single month of the year so that at the end of the year, I could say I read 12 classics. I didn't read a single classic, not a single one. That was like an ultimate fail. So bad. Oh, baby Sam. She was new to booktube. She didn't know what she wanted to film. She didn't know what she wanted to read. And like classics are just not it. There's nothing wrong with classics. I mean, I read a ton in high school that I really liked, but you guys know my vibe is more romance and I really got into historical romance. So classics just I just never finished them. 4 that I tried to start and didn't finish. So the first one is Little Woman. This movie came out, was it the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020? I can't remember when the movie came out, but I had the highest hopes to read this book, watch the movie, film a reading vlog, yada, yada, yada. I didn't finish the book, nor did I watch the movie because I'm convincing myself I'm going to read this book before I watch the movie. But at this point, another one I started and didn't finish was Dracula because during Halloween, I thought I was going to be like a real cool girl and do a 24-hour reading vlog and read this and just be like really in the Halloween vibes. I didn't do it. I can say I have read this book before. I read it in high school and I really enjoyed it. It catapulted me into reading vampire books. Like I was really into vampire books when I was in high school. So when I read this, it just was like, it was really good to me, but I don't know if it would like hold up, so I want to reread it. Is this a classic? I don't know, but another book that I started and didn't finish was Phantom of the Opera. I adore Phantom of the Opera. I have talked about this on my Instagram many, many a times. It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. It was like the very first musical that I listened to. I have really great memories of me and my sister reenacting all the songs. And I had a whole video concept. I was going to title the video Phantom is Trash and Raoul is Bae. And then I just felt really silly. Like, who wants to watch that? Do you guys care about my dissertation about Phantom of the Opera? Like, breaking down why I think Raoul is, like, the better love interest. And then I just felt super silly when I was filming it. So I ended up just posting, like, a rant on Instagram stories. And I didn't finish the book. So I will finish this one. Like, out of all the classics, I have the most hope to finish this one. But I don't know if this is considered a classic. I don't know. Shame. So much shame. I didn't finish Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I've never read anything by Jane Austen. And again, so much shame. This is one of those books that everyone loves. And it's like, I feel like I don't want to read it because everyone loves it because I don't not want to like it. I don't know why I do this, but when somebody hypes up a book, it makes me want to read it less because then I'm like, what if I don't like that book? I'll feel so bad. Is anyone else like this? Again, I had a whole video concept. I was going to read this. I was going to watch the movie. I was even going to read like retellings of Pride and Prejudice, like modern retellings. I didn't do any of it. I didn't do any of it. So I've already watched the movie and it was lovely. It was a great movie, great time, wonderful time. It was my first time watching it and I finally understand all the hype and like what the hand flex thing is about. It was great. Mr. Darcy can get it anytime, any day. So I really need to read this. So those are all the classics that I started and didn't finish. Will I finish them in 2021? Probably not. Another book that I started and was afraid I wasn't going to love, and it scared me, was Undercover Romance by Lucy K. Adams. I read the Romance Book Club, her first book in the series. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I think it was like even in my 2019 like favorites video. I adored that book so much. Pre-ordered this one. Have had this on my shelves forever, and I think I've gotten like 38 pages in. I have the bookmarks still in these books. But then I read some Goodreads reviews and people really dislike this book. It's an enemies to lovers romance, which right away, you guys know that's not my favorite trope. And a lot of people just hated this book, and that made me nervous, so I didn't read it. I shouldn't have read the reviews. I know better. I know better to just like go in blind and form my own opinions and not be a sheep. But I did. And I didn't finish it. Historical romance that I didn't finish was Whitney, My Love by Judith McNaught. I think I'm just gonna DNF this one. I filmed an entire Judith McNaught video where I binged some of her books. I really need to bring that series back where I binge authors' books. Anyways, I filmed a video. I will link it down below. I found some books I liked. I found some books I really didn't like. And this was one of the books that I started towards the tail end of the video. And I think I even said like, oh, I'm going to read this, but it's time to wrap this video, so I'll update you guys later when I finish this book. I never finished this book. And the reason is because I went on Goodreads, read some reviews, and this book has some major consent issues. And I'm kind of just like done. I'm kind of at the point where I don't like reading books like that. People are okay with it, and I understand like books that are older can have problematic elements, but I still don't really I don't like reading about it. I don't think it's okay. So this has some dubious consent in it, and our main hero is physically aggressive with our heroine, or at least that's what the Goodreads says. Again, I didn't finish this book, so I can't really speak on it. I don't want to give it a rating, but as soon as I read those reviews, I was just like, nope, don't want to read it. Okay, so those are some of the books that I started and didn't finish, and it makes me really sad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have some books that you started and didn't finish in the year 2020, I see you. You're doing okay. It doesn't matter how many books you read this year. Just read some books that make you happy. But let me know, which books did you start and didn't finish? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the absolute world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you next time.